Hey guys, I'm back. As you recall, August 28th I made a post about my Tudor Black Bay GMT, which is right here. That was about, now it's been 3 weeks, and I want to give you a quick second look at the watch. And I just want to remind you, I'm not a watchmaker, I'm just an enthusiast. So I'm just going to give you my opinions of a guy who just likes wearing watches. I'm not going to be able to tell you the movement and the rate and all that stuff. I'm just going to say, hey, I like it or I don't like it. And also, there's not going to be a lot of production value in this video. I'm just going to do it in one take, nothing fancy, no music, no graphics, just a guy talking. Alright, so it's been 3 weeks and just want to say that I love it. Great watch. Love several things about it. I love the vintage look. Like the timekeeping. Love the quality. I just feel good wearing this watch. It ticked a lot of boxes. You know, definitely ticked the Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi box. I didn't have to spend a fortune or get a loan to get that watch. So now I have this one. Also, you know, Timex came out with the Timex Q quartz, which is a Pepsi dial also. That one's a lot cheaper than this watch, but hey, they have the same kind of vintage look, and this one satisfied that. I always wanted to get a Seiko XKX 009 Pepsi, so that ticked that box. And also, has the GMT, so it replaces my my Glycine Airman. So now I can probably get rid of this watch. So this thing has everything. And as you know, it's 200 meters water resistance, so it's waterproof, it's safe. Take a shower, go swimming. Got the GMT function, keeps great time. I can't believe the time. It's literally dead on after 24 hours. In 2 days, maybe you're looking at a second or two. There's 1 week where I didn't adjust it at all, and after a whole week, maybe 3-4 seconds. My Rolex Submariner, which is a little bit older, isn't even that accurate. The Rolex is probably off by 5 seconds in a week. Definitely meets the cost standards. So there you go. I guess the only thing wait a minute, well, I want to go over the bezel too. Great bezel. Not as nice as the Rolex Submariner, which is probably the best in the business, as you know, or heard. This is probably the second best. At least it's the second best that I own. And then the crown. I'll tell you, I love the crown. I think the crown's even better than the Submariner. You never have to worry about misthreading. This comes right off, and then just push it right in and tighten. Boom. That's it. I've had a couple of watches where I just couldn't push them in correctly and kind of messed up the threads and had to get them repaired. No problem with this one. I guess the only negative or thing I would change about this watch is the thickness. It's a little chunky. I got a 6 3/4 wrist. It's not too bad for me, but I was thinking, you know, if they could make a Rolex GMT Master 2 thinner, why couldn't they make this thinner? I mean, compared to my Fortis Cosmonaut here, whoops, upside down, sorry. This is a 7750 Val Jewel. It has a chronograph, and it's almost as thick as that. So it is a chunky watch. I wish they could have made it a little bit thinner, but it's not a deal breaker. I can live with it. I guess my only other complaint is, I don't know about you guys, but for all my for this Tudor and all my other Rolexes, I find that they're scratch magnets. I mean, you fart and they get a scratch. I mean, is it because of that 904, 914, whatever steel they use? I don't know if this is the same steel as the Submariner, but I've heard they're more corrosive resistance, but maybe they're not as hard as the 316, because I have a lot of all my other watches are 316 and they don't scratch as easily. So maybe you can put that in the comments and let me know. So and that's probably one of the reasons why I took it off the bracelet. The bracelet was getting a little scratched, and also the weather is getting cooler, so now it gives me opportunity to wear these straps that are less breathable than a stainless steel bracelet. Which brings me to some strap options I like to suggest or show you. I don't know the YouTube rules. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where I got them, but if you want to know where I got them, just contact me and I'll let you know. And I guess there's no problem for me saying what kind of brand it is. So this one is a Fluco, F-L-U-C-O. It's a German, Deutschland. Can't pronounce the first word. Probably says made in Deutschland, made in Germany. This is a 22 mil. It's a vintage strap, vintage looking strap. It's got the two off-white stitching, and then it's got a little stitching around the buckle and your little V. Alright, great strap. It's really soft, comfortable. Got that great vintage dark brown look. So if you want to go with that vintage look, which this watch definitely has, this was made, they purposely made this watch to look vintage. The dome crystal and the dial and the bezel. A lot of people say, hey, you know, how come they didn't put a ceramic bezel on a $4,000 watch? Well, I think that would have taken away the vintage look. I think it's more appropriate to have the aluminum bezel insert. I have no problem with that. If you want to have a little bit more fun, here is another strap. I don't know if you can tell from the lighting, but this is a dark navy strap with red stitching. Just like the Fluco, it's got the two stitches there, the little V at the bottom, and then the stitching around the buckle. So this is what this looks like. It looks pretty cool, actually. Look at that. Brings out the blue and the red. Whoops. Whoops. There it is. The red. And it has the, I don't know what you call this, kind of a built-in latch system for the spring bar. Very easy to change. But great. This one you probably have to wear blue jeans or something blue. But so there's two leather options. The third option is this one. This one's nice. This is the Rios. I think it's pronounced Rios. R-I-O-S. 1931. I love these straps. I got a bunch of these. These are, this one is a lighter brown. White stitching. Really thick. Don't let that fool you. It's really soft and comfortable. I love these Rios. I got a bunch of them. I'll give you a couple examples here. I bought some more I got Rios for my Sin 903. So if you got one of these babies, these Navi timer type watches, or you got a real Breitling, get these. These are Rios also. There it is. This is a lighter brown. This won't work on the Tudor, but it looks great on the Navi timer. And I got a black one too, also Rios. So they look pretty cool. And like I said, they look thick, but they're really comfortable. And I got this one too. It's another aviator type strap, also Rios. I highly suggest these straps. They're great. Alright, so this one, like I said, this one would be good for a if you want a little bit more modern look to the watch. Now, if you're a NATO guy, you want to bring out the red and blue, here's one. This is a single pass NATO, dark navy blue and red. Brings out the red and blue of the bezel. Good thing about the single pass is this watch is chunky, so it keeps the watch low on your wrist. If you like the old style NATO, well, the real NATO with the flap in the back, here's another one. This is also navy blue and red. There you go. However, this is going to make the watch sit a little higher because of this extra material right there. If you want to go with a leather, here's a vintage looking single pass NATO. This one's pretty new. I bought it new, but they purposely made it look vintage. I like this one with the stitching. That's pretty cool. And it looks like they purposely made it look distressed and worn and old. This is good too with this watch. Yeah, sorry I can't actually put them on the watch. The video will be too long, and I'm lazy, so that's another option. And here's another one. I made some posts on this one. People like this, even though this red is more of a burgundy. It's not quite the same red as the bezel, but it looks decent. And no one's going to be 5 inches from your watch anyway, so they probably can't tell the difference. Not a perfect match, but it looks okay. Here's another one. Totally different color. It's gray. This is your standard, NATO with the flap in the back. Looks good. Gray looks gray looks good with everything. So, there you go. That's it. Like I said, I love the watch. Scratches up a little easily, but just gotta be careful. Then everything else, it's a vintage looking watch. Keeps great time, comfortable for me, no problems. If you want to get a GMT watch, or if you like the Rolex GMT Master 2 but don't want to take out a loan, or have your kids skip college, you can get this watch. It's nice. I really dig it. So and also you got a lot of different choices with straps. There you go. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I am expecting another watch soon, so maybe I'll do a little review on that. So stay tuned. Thank you.